You search for how to update multiple apps from one form using Zapier, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're signed in, dashboard is loaded, let's build it. Click Create in the top left corner, then Zaps. The Zap editor opens, blank canvas, trigger block front and center. Click that trigger step. Search for your form app. I'm using Typeform, but the same pattern works for Jotform, Gravity Forms, anything that fires on a new submission. Select the app, then choose New Form Submission. That's the event that says, hey, someone just filled out the form. Click Continue, connect your account if it asks, then pick the exact form from the dropdown. I'm using a demo lead capture form here. Once it's selected, hit Continue. Now we test the trigger. Click Test Trigger. If it doesn't pull in a submission, you'll need to submit a test entry yourself. Go fill out the form and make sure you populate every field, even the optional ones. The sample data determines which fields show up for mapping later, and a missing field now means you can't map it at all. Once it grabs a submission, you'll see the fields listed: name, email, company, product interest, whatever your form collects. Scan this list. If a field you need is missing, check your form and retest. Don't move on until every piece of data you want is sitting right here. Now the actions. Click the plus button below the trigger. Search for your CRM. I use HubSpot, so that's what I'm adding. Choose Create Contact. Before mapping anything, I always test this step by itself, because if the CRM mapping is wrong, you want to fix it now, not after stacking 5 more actions. Map the form fields to the CRM fields. Name goes to first name and last name, email to email, company to company name. If your form has a full name field, you might need to split it. I keep a separate first and last name field on my form to avoid that entirely. Saves cleanup later. Once mapped, hit Test Action. HubSpot creates a contact based on the sample data, verify it shows up with the right values, then move on. Next, Google Sheets. Click the plus again, search for Google Sheets, choose Create Spreadsheet Row. Pick your spreadsheet and worksheet. Here's the thing, I always name my sheet columns exactly the same as the form field labels, so the column headers read name, email, company, product, interest. That makes mapping a dead simple one-to-one click, no thinking required. Map each column to the matching form field. If a column is empty, that row just stays blank, no harm. Test this action and confirm a new row appears in the sheet with the sample data. Don't skip the test. A typo in the column name is invisible until you check, and then the data lands in the wrong place. Slack is next. Plus button, search Slack, send channel message. Connect your workspace, pick a channel. I send mine to a leads notify channel. The message construction is where people get cute and then regret it. Keep it scannable. I use a simple block. New lead received, name, company, email, product interest each on its own line, pulling the field placeholders from the trigger. Type the text in the message field, then insert the placeholders using the dropdown. No markdown, no emoji parade, just the facts. Test it. Your Slack channel should light up with the sample data. Task management. I'm adding ClickUp. Plus, search ClickUp, choose Create Task. Map the task name to something like Follow Up with From Company. Assignee can be a static team member or a field if your form has a rep dropdown. Set a due date. I default to 1 day out. Test it. The task appears in your ClickUp list with the right assignment and due date. If you skip the assignee, the task just floats unassigned, and that defeats the purpose of a follow-up task. If you need a confirmation email, that's one more plus. Search Gmail, choose Send Email, map the to field to the submitter's email, set a subject like We Got Your Request, write a short body with their name, and test. That's optional. We've now stacked all the actions. Before publishing, scroll back up and run the full test from the Triggers Test button. That reruns every action with the existing sample data. Watch the run log on the right side. Each step should show a green check mark. If something fails, click into it. Zapier tells you exactly which field is missing or mismatched. Fix it and retest. I cannot count the number of times a small mapping slip has broken a whole chain, and catching it here saves the headache of real submissions going off the rails. Time to publish. Click Publish in the top right. Name your Zap something clear. Lead form to CRM, Sheets, Slack, Tasks, Works. Give it a descriptive name so 6 months from now you know what it does. Now for the real test. Submit a fresh form entry from the actual form, not the test sample. Wait a minute, then check each app. Your CRM has the contact, the sheet has a new row, Slack fired the notification, the task is sitting in ClickUp. If everything landed, you're done. Couple of things that'll save you later. First, if one action fails, by default Zapier stops the whole chain. That means a Slack outage could block your CRM entry. In each non-critical action settings, under when an error occurs, you can switch it to continue on error. I do that for Slack in the task step. CRM and the sheet are the must-haves. Second, keep an eye on task usage. On the free plan, one form submission with 5 actions burns 5 tasks. You can see your monthly usage on the billing page. If you're close, consider trimming actions you can live without or upgrading. Last, you can reorder actions anytime by dragging the step in the editor. Order only matters if one action depends on another's output, but otherwise it's personal preference. If this walkthrough saved you time, hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment saying this was helpful. Comments are what push this to other people looking for the same thing.